How's it going, everyone? This is Jonathan 1991. It's currently 4:30 in the morning right now. I can't get no sleep, so I thought I'd just put a video up. Just have a few questions. Like, have you ever wondered in life, like, if what you see is really what you see? If you get what I mean, like, are you really you? Like, obviously, you feel what you feel, you see what you see, but I don't know. I've always thought about that when I was growing up. Like, why am I, so blessed that, I can feel these emotions and pleasures and my senses work. You know what I mean? Like if reincarnation exists, like I must have been, such a great person, to be born into a life of luxury and all these benefits. Because if this is a bad life, then I'd take this life over a lot of other lives. But that's just the point. Is like we are all so blessed to, be able to feel these things and to be able to communicate. Like, could you imagine if, like, tomorrow you continue to live, but now you're the passenger in your own body? Like, could you imagine how that would feel? Knowing you no longer have control, you just watch your body like it's a machine, living life normally, but, like, that would be such a hell. But, that's just what I think about. It's really crazy because, like, some people would probably be like, a question would be like, does God exist? Or they would probably ask a question like, do aliens exist? And then you'll do probably say something along the lines of, like, what do those two have in common, or something like that. And like I said, I don't even know what I'm really talking about. I'm just, like I said, these are just the thoughts that come through my head at 4:30 in the morning. But it's just, I don't know. I've been wanting to do little videos like this for a while now. It's just I've always been a little either lazy or probably embarrassed. I'm not really too sure. Just to put these kind of videos up there, talking about personal things or whatever the case may be. But like, I had a conversation with my friend a couple days ago. He asked me, what do I think heaven is? And I told him, I don't know, man. To me, heaven is basically a dream. Like, it can be, because I don't know about you, but I actually like horror dreams. You know what I mean? But it could be anything. It could be a dream. Because think about it, when you have a dream, if you remember them when you wake up, I do. You can do anything you want if you just think about it enough. And what happens usually when you think about your dreams, in your dream, you usually end up waking up because you're having so much fun. It's excitement. Your body wants to do it in real life. You react. You wake up, and that's what I think heaven is. I think heaven is just a dream world where you just get to do that forever. I mean, think about it. You never get bored in a dream. You always have something else to do. You want to mix it up. You do what you gotta do. And his belief was that he thinks there's a heaven, but he thinks you just go there temporarily and then reincarnation, because he believes in reincarnation. But that's it all comes back to what I'm saying. Like, am I really existing? Like, what separates me from the guy across the street? What separates me from people at work or at school? Like, is my life the main story of the universe. You get me? Like, imagine right now, I'm laying down in bed talking on my phone, recording this message, and like imagine my neighbors are, just standing near an outlet getting electrically charged for the next day. Imagine that's what's really going on. Like, when I see people outside, as soon as they go out of eye's view, they're gone. You get me? Or when I make a phone call and talk to somebody, it's only when I'm making the call that that person is active. You get me? Like, I know most likely, that isn't how the world is. But, like, imagine. Like, another example would be, people would be like, imagine the world was like the Matrix. We're all just, digitally uploaded into a giant computer being run by either a government or whatever the case may be. Like, it's crazy, man, because I don't even know. It's just a really crazy thing. Like, I could just imagine, just waking up in the morning and doing whatever you want to do compared to, other people who can't do that. It's really crazy. And I don't know, I feel so much better just talking about it finally. Because, it's really hard to have these kind of conversations with regular people. Even though I would much rather have this conversation with another person. Because, they can, comment back on what I said. And, we can have a discussion and it go, back and forth, back and forth. But either way, it does feel really good, Just trying to, clear my head before I try to fall asleep. Really interested in, trying to figure out if any of these things could be linked together. Because I don't know about you, man, but I just love dreaming so much. To me, like, I wish, like, when you're asleep, like, your dreams could go on for hours before you wake up. Like I know they actually do, but I'm talking about, like, whenever I have a really good dream, either I can only remember, like, a little bit of the beginning and then the end of the dream right when you wake up, but I want to remember the entire dream, and I want it to feel like I've really been in that dream world for hours, not just a couple minutes. Because that's all it really boils down to. You really only remember minutes worth of dream. Because, I'll tell you the truth, man. I'll be having dreams where I'm just, like, in middle school. And, like, out of nowhere, like, my school would be connected to this underground, like, I don't know what it would be called, like I guess you could say like an underground maze that's like built inside of a cave or something, and there will always be some scary ass things down there. And I would always go down there, and it would be like a fantasy type thing, like I'm down there, and then I meet people, and word to everything. When I have these kind of dreams, I know these people. Like, I've never met them in real life, but I've met them in my dreams. And in the dreams, they would reappear. I would remember their names, and I would be like, how can I remember a person in a dream I had like 3 years ago, but I can't remember a math question that was asked to me, like the day before when I was in school. But I can remember this guy's name that I've met once in a dream 3 years ago. Like that's what's so amazing about dreams to me. I also used to have this one dream where it would be Christmas time, and it has to be a movie or something, I know it's definitely inspired from A Nightmare Before Christmas. The Nightmare Before Christmas. It would be a little Christmas tree. No, it would be a big Christmas tree, and right under it, where the presents would be this little door. And it'd be a really little door, but when you turn the knob, it would get big enough for you to go through it. And I would just go to these crazy places. But I actually had the dream a couple years ago. I must have been like maybe 20, and in the dream, I turned the knob, and the door it didn't grow, so I couldn't go in there. And you could take that as like maybe a metaphor for like growing up, not being able to be a kid forever or something like that. You could probably interpret it that way. But oh, it was so sad, because like I said, I just love dreams. Yeah, it's a really sad thing when you can't dream. Like, I spoke to my mom the other day and my grandmother, and they can't remember their dreams, or sometimes they just don't have them. And that to me is just really sad, because when you can't dream, your sleep is just all the negative things of the previous day, just taking control of your the one moment of your night where you're supposed to either be having all this fun or getting chased by, who knows, Freddy Krueger or something like that. But but you see, like, getting chased by Freddy Krueger to me would seem like a better thing than having your fears of real life, take away, those other moments. Because I'm pretty sure if you had, I mean, I'm not sure, but if you had to choose between having a nightmare about a serial killer from a movie, or having a nightmare about being in debt and maybe banks foreclosing on your house or something like that, which one would you rather have the dream of? Because to me, that foreclosure dream being so real and actually, having a possibility of happening in real life, that to me seems to be the most scary thing of all. Freddy Krueger's not going to appear in real life and threaten to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just so crazy when you think about things like that. Like, could you imagine, like, the person who invented, like, the Greek mythology, or the people who told the stories, and they get passed on today as just that stories. Like, at one point, that was a religion, and in this day and age, we know that to us it's just a story. But those niggas must have been having some very fun dreams. I'm telling you that. You have fucking cyclopses and all these weird creatures. Like, I can't imagine being that creative. But yeah, man. Alright, it's 4:44 right now. I'm gonna try to get some sleep. I'll probably put a video to accompany this audio in the morning. But yeah, man, if I know my channel doesn't really get views or nothing, but if anyone actually gets to listen to this and makes it all the way through, please leave a comment in the bottom. You don't need to subscribe or like. I don't really care about any of that. I just want some, just something to talk about. If you have any questions, I would like to answer it. So yeah, just see if you can leave a comment. Thank you for listening.